What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Beyond the Stats. So we're finally back after quite a while. The set is the same, but the sport is not. Today we are going to be talking not about the NFL, but about college basketball because the March Madness bracket is starting very soon. And I want to pick a bracket for you guys. I'm going to try to make this quick and not explain too much of my reasonings for this because I'll be frank, I don't know too much about college basketball. I don't follow it as closely or near as closely as I follow the NFL. It's hard to follow that many sports super closely. Got the Villanova jersey on, got Chris Jenkins. This is the guy that made the buzzer-beating shot that won him the national championship in 2016. Still, in my opinion, the greatest moment in basketball history. Maybe it's a little recency bias, but definitely in the top three. I mean, you gotta admit. Still, it was the first college basketball game I watched, and still probably the best. I like Villanova, but they're probably not going to win very much this year. With that being said, I've got a bracket pulled up here, and I'm just going to make my picks. Not going to give too much explanation. Now, while I might not be a super big follower of college basketball, it's hard to follow multiple sports, as I said. I am very adept at picking the brackets. I have picked a bracket all the years that I have been aware of it. I never did great in the actual competitions that you have them, but one time I did get all but one of the first day's games right. So there was that. I picked the first game wrong, and then I picked all the other games in the day correct. It was great. But anyway, I don't think that's gonna happen again here, but I do kind of have a sense now that I've been doing this for a while of how many times a certain upset happens. So the number of 11 seeds that I'll pick to beat a 6 or whatever might be a little bit higher. Certain number of 8 and 9 upsets, 1 or 2 of the 4 or 3 seeds losing, maybe we'll see. But yeah, I got a bracket pulled up here, and I'm just gonna go over my picks. So we're gonna start in the East region. I'm gonna go Duke over Siena. Spoiler alert there, I'm not gonna predict any 1 seed losses. I'm gonna pick all the 1 seeds win. Pretty simple there. Now, I'm not picking the first 4 games because who really cares about those? I'm just gonna, honestly, it seems like some years, a team from the first 4 does really good, and then other years they just all lose. I think mostly because they're not all over yet, I'm gonna say that this is gonna be one of the years where they all lose, or at least the one that hasn't been decided yet is gonna lose. I think it's Texas and something. I don't know. We'll get to there when we get to there. But next, Ohio State versus TCU. I'm gonna go TCU here. Yeah, spice it up a little bit. Have a 9 seed win or whatever. St. John's, they were good last year. Again, as you'll see, I know basically nothing about how good they've been this year, but I'm picking St. John's there. Kansas is cool. I've liked Kansas. I've rooted for them to win in a couple of championships because I don't like UNC, which is the team that was playing Villanova in that one championship. So UNC played Kansas in a championship a couple years back, so rooted for Kansas, and they won that, so that was cool. Louisville and South Florida. I feel like this is one of those games where you're going to hit the upset. South Florida is winning that one. Michigan State is beating NDSU. I think I pretty much know who's in the conferences, so I'll know even if a team's got a good record, if they're just a conference winner and have played weak competition. I don't know absolutely nothing. I know what teams have been hot, what teams have got good offenses, which teams have got good defenses. UCLA and UCF. I'll go UCLA there. UConn Furman, gonna go UConn. West Division, obviously Arizona over Long Island. You got to pick Villanova to win 1 game. Pick them over Utah State. They're not gonna get much further than that, but they're gonna win 1 game. I don't know. I think it was really Jay Wright that was carrying him. I think that's why, in college sports, the coach makes that much bigger of an impact, just because the players have such turnover. Coaches and scouting ability. Ever since Jay Wright's retired, they've just never really been the same. They made one last trip to the final run under his reign, but alas. Wisconsin and High Point. I feel like this is. I'm gonna go High Point here. Actually, I'm gonna spice it up. They got a good offense, I think. Hawaii's in the tournament this year. That's interesting, but they're not gonna beat Arkansas. BYU and Texas. I'll go BYU. Gonzaga and Kennesaw State. Everyone seems to cheer for Gonzaga. I get it. They're fun to cheer for. I think, the second best March Madness game I've ever seen. I should mention, if you watch the video where I rank the best sports games I've ever seen, the UNC Villanova one isn't on there because I didn't watch the whole game. But either way, I did watch the full Gonzaga UCLA Final Four game from a couple years back. That one is on the list. Miami, Missouri. We'll go Miami there. Purdue and Queens. We're going to go Purdue. Let's see here. Florida. Yeah, we already picked them to win. Clemson and Iowa. I don't know, bro. Like, these 8 and 9s are just, like, random for me, honestly. It's, like, it's hard for me to pick Iowa because I just, like, I think of their football team and how bad it is. Vanderbilt and McNeese. I don't like Vanderbilt, so I'm going to go McNeese. Why not? Nebraska. No, I'll pick Nebraska over Troy, I don't think. North Carolina, VCU. Again, I don't like North Carolina, so I'm going to go VCU. Illinois and Penn. I feel like this could be an upset, but no, I'm going to go to Illinois. St. Mary's, Texas A&M, we're going to go St. Mary's there. And then Houston, Idaho, we're going to go Houston. I feel like I haven't been picking enough upsets. Georgia and St. Louis, we're going to go Georgia there. Texas Tech and Akron, I feel like that could be an upset. Alabama and Hofstra, now we're going to go Alabama there. Tennessee over whoever wins the Miami, Ohio, and SMU game. You know what? No, I just have this feeling. No, I can't do that. We're going to go Tennessee. Virginia and Wright State. Man, I'm not picking enough upsets, am I? How many 4 seeds have I picked to lose? I picked Kansas to win, Arkansas to win, Nebraska to win. You know what? I'm going to pick Troy to win against Nebraska. Never mind. Go back on that. There you go. And then Alabama, yeah. And then Virginia, Kentucky, and Iowa State to fill it out. I feel like I do not have enough upsets here. But it is what it is. All right, Duke and TCU. We're going to go Duke. I don't know who Duke's like star players are. I don't think they're going to win, but I don't know. St. John's and Kansas. That's an interesting matchup. St. John's made it far last year. I feel like they could do it again this year, or they could not. I would like to pick Kansas because, Kansas is cool, but I think I'm going to go St. John's there. South Florida and Michigan State. I think this is the South Florida. They're going to be the ones that, like, go far. I'm going to go South. Michigan State's winning. Let's be real here. UCLA and UConn. Okay, I have beef with UConn because they always win, and they, like, literally, they're always such a low seed when they win. Like, the one year where there was, like, a 9 seed and a 12 seed and a 5 seed in the Final Four, that year was so stupid. Like, everyone praises that year so much because it was like, oh, it was so low down seeds. No, I don't care. My dream Final Four is 2 1 seeds, a 2 seed, and, like, a 11 seed. That's perfect. You want 2, like, super top dogs, ideally on opposite sides, and then you want, like, another, like, strong one. Could be, like, a 2 or a 3 or even a 4, and then you want, like, 1 super low seed. I don't want, like, all of them to be below a 4 seed. But I'm going to pick UCLA to win over UConn. Arizona's beaten Villanova, unfortunately. But I am going to go High Point over Arkansas. We're going to go with them for another, like, Cinderella story run. Gonzaga's beating BYU. Who does Purdue have? I don't know. I'm going to go Miami here. I feel like they pulled off an upset in football. Why not in basketball as well? Great reasoning. Florida's going to be Clemson, probably. And then Troy over McNeese. VCU. I'm going to have VCU over Illinois. Yeah. And then Houston over St. Mary's. Michigan over Georgia. Alabama over Akron. Tennessee and Virginia. Ooh, that's a weird one. I'll go Kentucky over Ohio State, first of all, but then I'll go... I'm going to go Virginia because I don't want there to be a 6 versus a 7 seed. That would just not be right. All right, Sweet 16. Duke and St. John's, I'm going to go Duke. Michigan State and UCLA, I'm going to go UCLA. Arizona and High Point, I'm going to go Arizona. Gonzaga and Miami, I'm going to go Gonzaga. Right? Yeah, Gonzaga. Florida and Troy, we're going to go Florida. Houston and VCU. I feel like Houston's good, though. I'm going to go Houston. Michigan and Alabama, I'm going to pick Alabama to win. We'll go first 1 seed out there. And then Virginia and Kentucky, we'll go Kentucky. Elite Eight time. I think Duke is going to win against UCLA, and Gonzaga is going to win against Arizona. Yeah. Florida versus Houston. I'm going to go Houston there. And then Alabama, Kentucky. I'm going to go Alabama. Alabama, Kentucky. I got scholarships for both those schools. Just realizing that's cool, pretty cool. Duke and Houston, a 1 and a 2. We got a 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the Final Four. I'm going to go with the championship is Duke versus Alabama. And my winner is going to be Alabama. Yeah. I'm going to go Alabama. I don't know. It feels so weird picking them, but I know they have, like, good, like, stats. Like, they have good offense or whatever. Or maybe it's a good defense. I don't know. I remember reading they were, like, good at a certain thing, but I don't remember what that certain thing was. Could be Houston, Alabama. I just feel like Houston has made it this far a bunch of times, but they haven't won, so why would that continue? Why would they then win? I don't know. I feel like this is not the best bracket ever, but yeah, I'm gonna go Alabama for that one. I don't think Duke is gonna like do it again. Wait, no, they didn't even win last year. Florida won last year. I'm a buffoon. I don't know. I just don't feel like Duke is gonna win. Maybe. I don't know. It's weird to think about. Let's see here. I'm gonna look up here real quick. Duke basketball. All right, who they got? Who's like the overall number one? Do they have that? They're ACC, right? I do believe. What's their record? It'd be great if the page could load. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Oh, no, there it is. 32 and 2. Oh, okay, I mean 32 and 2 is pretty good. Either Duke or Alabama. It could be either one. That's it's the one I've been thinking about the most, honestly. Again, with the thing not loading, but I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna go with my original pick. I feel like you see a 1 seed beat a 4 seed in the finals. I feel like we've seen that before a couple times. But how many times do we see a 4 seed beat a 1 seed in the final? Like, that's never happened, so why not this year, you know? I'm gonna go Alabama. Why not? I just haven't heard as much from Duke. I haven't, like, because last year, like, I was hearing a whole bunch about Cooper Flag and Con Knuppel. Like, they were, like, setting the world on fire. I just feel like this year, maybe they just have, like, a better team, but I'm not hearing as much about their star talent. So, and again, I don't follow college basketball, so take this bracket with a grain of salt, but let's be honest, it is all just random picking anyway, because the March is madness and anything can happen. So this bracket is equally likely to win as any a year, guys. Is like, you have those like super bracket experts and they don't even really usually do much better than the average Joes. I wonder when we'll finally see someone get like 50 games in a row, because like no one's ever gonna actually pick the right things all the way, but somebody's picked like 49 straight. I think that's about the limit. I think maybe we'll see someone pick 50 games straight. I don't even know what like the second place is. It's like 39. It's not even like really close. But I don't know. I think we may see a 50 within the next like decade or two. But I don't think we're getting. I don't see us getting any further than like. No one's ever getting to the Elite Eight perfect. No one's like. Only the one guy has ever gotten to the Sweet 16 perfect. I see. Maybe you get like halfway through the Sweet 16. This is the furthest I can estimate someone gets. But like again, it's all random. That's the part I liked about this tournament. Made me fall in love with like bracketology in general and like the study of like tournaments and how that works. And this is still my favorite postseason for any sport just in general. Like, I'm glad the NFL does it the way they do. Like, I don't think every team should be in the playoffs and just like 1 versus 32. I think that would be kind of dumb. But the way that this does it, it allows for like many teams to win. And as I said, I like a Final Four where it's like 2 high seeds, a middle but high-ish seed, and then like a underdog. And then from there, honestly, I don't care who wins. Like I'd like there to be kind of an even split amongst the wins. It's like you want to see a good team do well. Like honestly, I wish Gonzaga would have won when they were like undefeated, like 34-0 or whatever. Like that would have been a season to behold. You know, you like to see those seasons. You also like to see like the 4 seeds like Alabama win. And then every once in a while, you got to have your upset pick do well. But I don't know. So that's about all I have for this video. I will do a video. I don't know if it's going to be before the draft at this point. It might even just be after the NFL draft. But I want to make a video about like power rankings and playoff seed predictions for the upcoming NFL season with all the different moves that a bunch of teams has made. Giving you a little sneak peek, I think there will soon be a number 9 Chiefs jersey up here somewhere for their newly acquired running back. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, either way, spoiler alert, I don't think they're winning the division because Denver's freaking overpowered. But either way, that's more for another day. I'd like to thank you guys for watching this episode of Beyond the Stats. And if you did enjoy it, remember to leave a like and subscribe. Helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys in another video. Goodbye.